What happens when you don't contact your ex? My name is Coach Adrian, love and relationship coach, and I thank you for your trust. If you're listening to us on our podcasts, welcome. And if you're tuned in on YouTube on Love Advice TV, thank you for fighting the good fight with us. During coaching sessions, individuals often want to know what will happen if they do not contact their ex. The underlying fear being they're afraid that their ex is going to move on and forget about them. They're afraid that their ex is going to build a rapport with someone else. And they're often afraid that they themselves will lose feelings. That is one of the big hurdles that we have to work through in order to create a new dynamic, in order to be in the right mindset, to create the right conditions to be able to inspire your significant other again. So I wanted to talk about these things in the context of what happens to your ex when you don't contact them. First and foremost, it's important for you to understand that when you don't contact your ex, you give yourself a chance to heal. It is very easy to get triggered when communicating with your significant other. It is very easy to start to read way too much into what they're doing, what they're saying, the attention that they're not giving you. And because you're in this heightened emotional state, I really encourage you to take a step back in order to truly heal. Healing does not mean moving on. Healing does not mean losing feelings for your significant other. It just means regaining a renewed sense of well-being and happiness that is conducive to being able to attract them again. When you don't contact your ex, you give yourself a chance to grow. It is absolutely necessary for you to continue to grow because your ex has already told you that they're not interested in what you're bringing to the table at the moment. A change needs to occur. Personal transformation needs to happen. And as you continue to grow, you're able to offer something new. When you don't contact your ex, you're also giving yourself a chance to establish new patterns. New patterns when it comes to communication, new patterns when it comes to the way that you process your emotions, and new patterns in order to regain a sense of confidence and well-being. Ultimately, by not contacting your ex, you are giving yourself a chance to break the negative cycles. One way or another, more than 90% of the individuals that reach out to us are stuck in negative patterns, negative cycles that are triggered by your anxiety post-breakup and by the fact that you miss this person so much that you're unable to carry out basic everyday tasks. What I'm trying to help you overcome here is the fear of losing your significant other, which is something that is a lot easier to do when you're giving yourself time and space and not contacting your ex, rather than when you continue to connect and to communicate on a daily basis, when you continue to see each other, and when you continue to be intimate. It is a lot more difficult to overcome that fear when your life is still revolving around them, when you're still very much dependent on them for your well-being and happiness and stability. In essence, all of those elements are necessary to be able to create a new and improved relationship. If you're in a state of fear, if you're caught in negative cycles or patterns, if you have not given yourself a chance to grow or to heal, how realistic is it to offer something new? Just because you understand that a new relationship needs to occur, just because you have identified some of the mistakes that you were making during the relationship, just because you're ready to promise to your ex that it will be different this time around, doesn't mean that you've actually given yourself a chance to create a new and improved relationship. We need to rebuild new patterns. And not contacting your ex is setting the right conditions to create those new patterns. As you also pull back, you can start to realize how much they care. Because when you're constantly reaching out, constantly validating them, you're not giving your ex a chance to take steps towards you, whether it's subtle, informal, or direct step towards you. And so by not contacting them, we are giving them a chance to miss you, to communicate with you, and to realize what life without you is actually like. Not in theory, but in reality. So your ex will start to realize how much they miss you, and they will realize how much they actually care about you. Because around the time of a breakup, it's very easy to think that you no longer care about the person that is desperate to be with you. But as you start to miss them in everyday activities, perhaps when you're not getting a good morning text, or you don't have someone to hug when you're going to sleep, or to share some of the favorite hobbies that you guys used to do together, it becomes a lot more real for your significant other to feel that they actually have lost something very valuable. It is also very important for you to recognize that your ex can start to believe in your change as you give them space. I know from experience that at the time of the breakup, very often something shifts in you. You have clarity, you're really ready to do the work, you understand in a meaningful way how frustrated your ex was in the relationship, and something has changed. But your significant other is not quite inclined to believe that. They will feel like you're just saying what you have to say to convince them to take you back, that you're perhaps being manipulative or desperate. And the reality is that the more time passes, the more space you give them, the more you prove that your change is here to stay. The more that you prove that it's not just to impress them, but it's now part of who you are. And in that process, you are able to reset the balance of power. And that is also one of the necessary conditions to enter into a new and improved relationship. I don't want you to get back together while walking on eggshells, while fearing at any time that your significant other is going to leave you, by feeling like you have to be intimate or to do certain things out of fear of losing your significant other. You need to be able to stand in your power. You need to be able to believe that you are living a coherent life, moving towards your goals, and that you're with someone that actually respects and values you. And it often starts with your ability to control your fears and your emotions, to not overreact to Insta posts or stories, or to whatever social media you may still be connected to. That discipline will lead to freedom and will lead to a new and improved relationship. We give you tips on how to do that in our free training that is accessible in the description. It is very important for you to continue to leverage every possible tool at your disposal to create that roadmap. And I'm always so eager to share because I know that it will be very valuable for you. So as always, thank you for your trust. I am Coach Adrian, and I cannot wait to do more content for you. See you soon.